you guys are all having a great Labor Day weekend. I apologize for not having this live on Facebook this week, but unfortunately due to some internet issues, I was unable to connect. We did have a tropical storm come through Virginia Beach, so I have a feeling that it has something to do with that. But that's not going to stop me today. There is some debris around me, so I apologize on that. We're going to go ahead and get started on today's Sunday Sweat Sesh, which, like always, is going to be 4 sets of 4 different exercises. All 4 of these exercises are ones that I've posted throughout the week, plus 1 bonus exercise, which is going to be focusing on the core and arms as well as your legs. So this is kind of a full body workout similar to the other 2 that I've done previously. So I'm just going to start by walking you through each of the exercises that we'll be doing today. I'm also going to be showing you the different variations. They start from beginner and they'll go up to advanced. So during all of these exercises, just pick which one suits you best. Make sure that you're pushing as hard as you can and giving it your all, but also make sure that you're listening to your body. You want to make sure that you're getting enough water, that you are not pushing yourself too hard to the point where you're passing out or anything crazy like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I apologize for kind of all the debris everywhere and then any kind of like loud noises going on around me. I know that my neighbors are mowing, so so anyways, let's get started. In between each set, we're gonna have a 30-second break. We're gonna start with our first exercise. It's gonna be the roll planking exercise that I have up on my Instagram. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring it down into a plank position just like this. If you wanna see it from the side, you should look like this. Make sure that your back is straight, your core is engaged, and your arms are right underneath your shoulders. You don't wanna have them like all the way out here, and you don't wanna have them like this so you're reaching. Make sure that they're right underneath your shoulders and square to your body. So we're gonna bring it to this. We're just gonna come back down, do a quick little roll, and we're gonna push right back up. So let's try that. Roll and push up. All right? You wanna really make sure that your core is engaged at all times. There's not any sagging, or you're not really pushing yourself with momentum to roll. You wanna make sure it's slow and controlled movements. We're gonna do 15 of those. For the second variation, what you can do is you can try not pushing up, just hands and feet up. Make sure that they're not touching the ground, just like this. And we're just gonna roll, just like that. Make sure that your hands and feet are not touching at all times. And make sure you're not moving with the momentum as I had mentioned earlier. You wanna really slow and controlled roll, just like that. So if you wanna get a little bit more advanced, add in a little bit more of a challenge, you can throw in a push-up, you can throw in a crunch, whatever you would like. You can get creative with it. That's what I like so much about these exercises, is that you can really add in whatever you feel like you need to work on that day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in a push-up to get some arm work in. So let's bring it to our standing plank position. We're gonna push up, just like that, and roll. Push up, and roll. Again, make sure that your abs are engaged at all times, that your shoulders are your hands are right underneath your shoulders, square with your body. So that's our first exercise. Our second exercise that we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be doing the knee to standing position. So this is the second video that I posted on my Instagram. We're gonna just bring it down to a knee, just like this, all right? And we're just gonna bring it up and back down, all right? Make sure that your knees never go over your toes as you're standing. You want to bring it into a squat position, just like this. You don't want to come all the way up and then all the way down like this. Keep it really low into a squat position. You'll really feel it in your thighs and in your core. All right, so that's our first variation of that exercise. If you want to get it into a little bit more advanced, what you can do is you can bring it all the way down onto your back, and you can come up just like that, and then bring it back down, bring it up. So it's a full standing. It looks a little bit awkward, that's okay. Just make sure that you are pulling your body up, not with momentum, but with slow and controlled movements. Also, I know that this is something that I mentioned on my Instagram, is that when I come up from that laying position, I like to cross my legs like this. I do that only because of my knee. I'm still recovering from ACL surgery, so it's a little bit difficult for me to stand up on this knee. I still have limitations of how low I can go in a squat position. So keep that in mind when you're coming up. Do your very best to not cross your legs. And also when you're coming down, make sure that your legs, your knees are out here. You don't want them to be like in here, or you don't want them to be like out here like that. You really want them to be right here when you sit back. So when you come up, same thing. Make sure that they're out here and your knees are not going over your toes. Okay, so that's our second variation of that exercise. If you want to add in a little bit more of a challenge than that, what you can do is you can do a squat and bring it back into a crunch. And then bring it up. Just like this, squat, lay back, crunch, and back up again. All right, we're gonna do 15 of those as well. So pick whichever one that you feel most comfortable with and go ahead and do 15 of those during the circuit. The third exercise that we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna fix my mat a little bit, is gonna be the abs, the V-up, the bicycles, everything that's gonna be really working those core and those obliques, your outer ab muscles. So we're gonna bring it down to the mat. We're gonna start with our first variation. Basically, we're gonna bring it back, all right? So these are the typical bicycle kick abs. Just go like this, slow and controlled movements. Make sure your elbows are out here, not up here or pulling on your chest, okay? Pulling on your neck or your head. That is gonna cause injury. You wanna make sure they're out here. If it feels more comfortable, you can put your hands across your chest. You can even put your hands underneath your bottom if that makes it feel a little bit better, but you wanna make sure you're twisting towards your knee. Get your shoulder to your knee. That's the goal that you're trying to do with these bicycles, okay? Shoulder to knee, shoulder to knee, shoulder to knee. All right, if you wanna add a little bit more of a challenge for that, you can do a full V-up, just like this. Woo! Make sure that your back is on the floor. It is a little bit difficult on this type of surface, so make sure that you have something underneath your mat that's gonna help you cushion a little bit, because it is kind of hard on your tailbone. So you wanna make sure that there is no room in between the bottom of your back and the mat. So when you come up, you're gonna go like that. All right, and make sure you're trying your best to make sure that your legs are straight as much as possible. I know it's difficult, especially coming up on a surface like this, but you wanna do your best to keep them straight. If you wanna bring it into a little bit more of a challenge, what you can do is you lay back, you go, you touch your toes. As you're coming back down, you wanna reach for your toes and back down. Reach, come back, reach, and back up. Just like that in one fluid motion. Again, same thing applies. Make sure that your back is touching the mat at all times. If you do need to put your hands underneath your bottom to make sure that you have the right form, please do so, because your form is gonna be your most important factor in making sure that you're doing these exercises properly. Also, again, make sure that you're keeping your legs as straight as possible when you're coming to reach for your toes. Okay, so we're gonna do 15 of those as well during this circuit. So whichever one you feel most comfortable with, choose that and do 15 during the circuit. Our last exercise for this circuit is gonna be working on our arms a little bit, our core, as well as a little bit of our legs. This is something that I didn't post on my Instagram, but it's nothing too crazy, nothing that you guys can't do. I have posted it on a previous circuit. So this is kind of I like to call it a jack knee crunch. I don't really know what the technical term or the right word for this exercise is, but that's something that I just kind of made up. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna bring it into like a lunge type of a stance right here. You see how your knee, make sure your knee is not going over your toe, you're out, you're really getting a nice lunge in here. You wanna bring your hands down to the inside of your foot. So find the inside of your foot and then just put both of your hands down here. And you're just gonna bring it to the next side, just like that. All right, when you're out in a plank, make sure again that your back is straight at all times, that your shoulders and your arms are right underneath your shoulders, that they're square with your body, just as in all plank positions. So just like that, that's gonna be our first variation. If you wanna bring a little hop into your step, it'll add an additional challenge. So So something like this. Good. Just like that, okay? And then, if you like to add even more of a challenge, you can bring both of your feet up and back down. Just like that. Okay, so that's gonna be our fourth part to our circuit. Choose whichever one that you think suits you best in your fitness level. Make sure that you're pushing yourself, that you're doing your absolute best today. We're gonna go ahead and do 15 of those, the jack knee crunches as well. So we're gonna do 15 reps of each of these 4 exercises. Let me do a quick recap of what all of them are, just in case you forgot. The first one is gonna be the plank roll. All right, our second one is gonna be the knee to standing, just like this. All right, the next one is gonna be our bicycles. 15 of each of these guys, 15. All right, and then our last but not least is gonna be our jack knee knives, jack knee crunches. Good. All right, guys, awesome. Get a sip of water, whatever you guys need to prepare. We're gonna be doing 30-second breaks in between each set. So it's gonna be short and sweet. Make sure that you're pushing yourself, doing what you can. You don't have to stick to one variation for the entire circuit. You can pump it up, you can take it down, whatever you guys need to do, just give it your all. All right, guys, I'm gonna be using my phone to keep track of the time and our breaks in between. So if you guys like to look at time, make sure you have your phone nearby. Make sure you have your water nearby. So we're gonna get straight into this very first exercise. All right, here we go. We're gonna do the rolling abs, whichever variation you want to. I'm gonna start on this side so you guys can see how I'm doing this. I'm gonna start with this variation. All right, just like this, bring it up. 1, 2, 3, let's go, guys. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. One more, 6, and 7. Make sure your arms are underneath your chest. Make sure your feet aren't touching. Use slow and controlled movements. We're at 9. We have about 6 more. I'm gonna stay down here, do whatever you guys need to. Ready? 17, 8, 10, 11, these look a little funny, 12, 13, 2 more guys, 14, and 15. Good work. All right, guys, we're gonna get straight into our knee to standing position. Ready? Let's go. 1, and 2. Keep going, guys. 3, whatever variation you guys want to do, you can do it. And 5, 6, I'm going to bring it all the way to standing. 7, 8, 9, try not to use your hands when you stand up, guys. 10, if you need to, but try your best not to. 11, woo, really bring it down. I'm gonna just add in the crunch. 12, here we go, guys. 13, come on, 2 more. 14, only 1 more. Keep pushing. Last one. Really bring it up. 15, finish up strong. Here we go, and crunch. All right, we're gonna bring it into our third variation, those bicycle kicks. Straighten out your mat, do whatever you need to do. Let's bring it back and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good work. All right, bring it right on over to our jackknives. Here we go. And 1,